Hi, my name is Brady Dettman. I'm a senior at the University of Wisconsin-Oshkosh. I'll be graduating with a major in economics. My main contribution to the analysis that we did for LEGO was I combined the analysis that the rest of the team did for the internal and external qualities, and I formulated an overall business strategy that LEGO could use. So I defined the links between the internal strengths of the company, both like cultural strengths and operational and production strengths, and then I had to see opportunities to leverage those strengths to meet demand in the current market and also prepare a strategy to prepare the company for future success in a very dynamic and volatile toy market. So a summary of our external analysis. The main points of our external analysis is we see the toy market, which is already, as I said before, very volatile and subject to being a fad business. It's beginning to shift away from plastic toys and towards video games and electronics. So, there's an Xbox, there's a PlayStation, there's all these things that kids are using more. They have all these games and apps on their iPads, and they're shifting to that away from things they can actually hold in their hands. Along with this, there's a very strong interest from consumers in environmental sustainability. So right there, we saw an opportunity to shift away from production of the plastic toys, which already is very volatile and kind of shrinking as a market, and towards more virtual and kind of intangible products. However, at the same time, we see that there's a growing market for plastic specialized toys. They're higher quality and collectibles. And these figurines and toys, we see the big chance to capitalize on the market because it's growing very, very quickly. We also see an opportunity to dip into making more educational toys and tools. Psychologists are more and more transitioning to thinking that play is a very, very effective tool in education, so we see an opportunity there. As stated before, however, toy fads come and go. Product can be very, very hot at one point, and then by the end of the year, it's basically been replaced and no one cares about it. Imitation in the toy market is also very, very dangerous, and that's kind of what makes it such a fad market, because anyone can come in and copy your toy. So we think our biggest external threat is dealing with all those competitors, all that imitation, and keeping people's interest and being able to stay innovative and creative, because those are the qualities we want to promote to our customers, so we need to make sure we have a product that reflects that. So the main points of our internal analysis, we think that LEGO has a lot of internal strengths. It's a versatile product. It's surprisingly unique for such a simple shape, and it can transition to almost any medium. It has successfully been transitioned to movies, to TV shows, to video games, so it's versatile. The main area we want to grow in then is those video games and TV shows and movies. We think that's the biggest market, so we want to kind of focus more on that. LEGO has a lot of brand recognition as well. It's been around for decades. And the brand recognition makes imitation, which is, as I said before, a huge studios who they've released movies through. They've leveraged their partnerships to a lot of success. So the strategies we're proposing based on those internal and external analyses. So for production of the LEGO bricks, we want to start cutting down how often we release new sets to our retailers, so places like Walmart and Target and stuff like that. We think this will allow us to cut down on production costs because we're just not going to be making as many sets and selling them to the retailers. We also want to try making simpler sets and more standardized bricks in each set, so we can produce less of the very complicated and very expensive pieces, because those molds can be like $300,000. So if we can cut out production of those pieces and those bricks and sets, it's going to be very, very helpful for our profitability. And again, since we're going to be producing less of the sets and less of the bricks, we think this will allow our usage of plastic products to go down, and we can promote a more sustainable company. So that's our plan for the sets we'd be selling at retailers and stores and stuff like that. But there's another market we'd kind of like to get into. And when I was thinking about this market, the idea of price discrimination got into my head. So that's the idea that you can charge different customers different prices for the same product, basically. And one of the criteria for being able to price discriminate is you have to be able to segment the market. So just hold on to that thought, because there is a growing segment in the market that we want to try and capitalize on. So at the same time as we start promoting those simpler standardized sets in retailers, we want to start making more expensive, higher quality, and more complicated kind of specialized sets through our online vendors and through places like comic book stores and like collectible stores. The reason we want to do that is because the market for collectible toys has grown at over 10 times the amount that the overall toy market has. So with all that room for growth and how fast it is growing, we want to try and jump in. So these would be products that we'd be offering for a limited time. They'd be in much shorter quantities. And again, the idea is that people will have to kind of compete with each other for these limited edition toys and increase demand that way. As stated before, we also want to get a lot more involved in animated and virtual products. LEGO already has a lot of success in video games and movies, and we want to continue just focus on that area, keep producing higher quality games, because now they're kind of childish. So if we can get like a little more renown, a little more skill in that craft, that'd be great. Bloomberg said that the video game section was the reason that LEGO is still profitable. So we want to keep jumping in on that. Another area we want to improve is our movies and our TV shows. There's already been LEGO Batman movies. There's been a few just LEGO movies. There's been LEGO TV shows on Cartoon Network. And they've all been very, very successful. So we want to keep developing those. And one way we want to try to increase our ability to produce high quality movies is we want to start forming more strategic partnerships with various companies. And mainly for this area, we want to partner up with Disney. We think that they own a lot of different IP that we would be able to get access to through a partnership with them. We think for our plastic brick sets, we could maybe get like some exclusive access to characters that they own. Disney has released a lot of beloved and really renowned animated movies. So we could try and access some of their writers and animators through a partnership. We would just keep increasing the quality of our product. We'd also give Disney exclusive rights to stream LEGO products so we can capitalize on the popularity of Disney Plus. We also want to begin developing educational toys and games. Psychologists are beginning to promote toys and games as an incredibly effective tool for children's learning, and it has a lot of benefits, including social networking, creativity, problem solving, and patience skills are being developed in children through these games. So we want to develop a product that can be used by early level schools to help foster those qualities.